Yo, 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 what's poppin', all my peeps? It is I, your host with the most, Renaissance man who always thinks he can, and champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, back in the yard of streams for another edition of the Smackdown Breakdown, presented to you by Pitts and Sara's Wrestling Show, where we take no nights off. You can't have the Smackdown Breakdown in the yard of streams without the best of the West. You can't forget about Sara Marshall. What's popping, girl?
Hey, yo.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
I really want to know when that Scott Hall action figure is coming out. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, where's that?
did
Because we
send
got
me
that
that.
news of that new Cody Funko, which is not something I need.
Sara. If you don't, I will. And
I know.
I
know.
I could get it. That's great. But I have nowhere to put it right now in the Pitts Cave where it makes sense.
Well, I just got that other Cody Funko, remember?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I got the Becky one. I already pre-ordered the new John Cena one.
Oh, of course.
So now I'm gonna have 3 John Cenas also.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to have that. Then it's gonna be 3 Cenas, 3 Finns, 2 Scott Halls, because I have Scott Hall and Razor Ramon, and 2 Codys. I got problems. Man. Because I also just got like 5 Funkos. So
yeah, you got a little bit of it. Okay. Well,
it is what it is. It's like a way to display your fandom without being like super obnoxious about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not covering my walls in posters or something.
Well, it's also not 2004 anymore, so
I'm just saying. God,
that was the times.
Oh yeah, no, that was me. I had posters all over my wall.
Yeah,
of all the hotties.
I had Kelly, and Randy Orton, all the hotties.
Oh yeah.
I also had a fat head of Tom Brady over my bedside. I don't know. The goat watched me
on your ceiling.
It was on my like next to me. So like say my bed's like where I am. It was here because of mirrors. And oh my god, it was awesome. Oh, all Patriot stuff. 2007 wasn't the Super Bowl was fun. But all right, I continue. We got to stop talking about that nonsense. We have better nonsense to talk about, and that is Smackdown last night, Sarah. It was a hell of a show, honestly. And I like how I'm just transparent about being able to watch it live. Like, sorry, there's just nights where I'm not going to watch it live. Sarah, you have to wait in at 3 hours anyways.
And and I don't always watch it on Friday. I watched it today.
And the thing is, shit sucks, but we still watch it. And to be honest, kind of like it. Kind of in that positive mindset of, all right, I fall asleep. Well, at least I get to see it again. And then when you see it again, like the opening segments, the things you already watched, when you see that for a second time, things kind of, you get other ideas that wouldn't happen if you just saw them first. And then we come in, there's better ideas. It just all works out. Point is, Sarah, I fell asleep at 7:15 before it even happened because, the fish business never sleeps. So
I also noticed that you can't even see that I'm repping the Celtics today. And I was kind of bummed about that. You can't even tell. Just
you gotta put it like that.
It's just that then it's awkward.
What am I repping? Look at what I'm repping. USP, baby.
What is it?
Underground.
Oh, this is Boston Celtics, baby, because it's October tomorrow, which means it's basketball season almost. Yes. But anyway, that's when I become annoying about the Celtics, and I'm like, fuck everybody in the
Wrestling, NBA. Patriots, and Celtics, just an
Yeah.
absolute triple threat online.
Yeah. It can be bad. But anyway, let's get into Smackdown.
Cheers.
So the Bloodline, they start the show. And basically, they're just in the ring to pledge their allegiance to the tribal chief. So they introduce themselves. They acknowledge Roman Reigns. Paul announces that Cena is not there after they had just advertised that he was there. And said that he was facing some transportation issues, which I'm just like, I love this. Like,
it's my favorite.
It's just like so stupid, but it's like so classic wrestling that I can't really get mad about it. You know, it's like,
oh,
he ends up driving in just minutes before the show ends. Wow. Like, okay. He got through Sacramento traffic too. Wow. Okay.
That's what took him so long.
Well, and then it's like, yeah, because when they're filming, it's 5 p.m. So there's like bumper to bumper.
That's traffic. Rush hour, baby.
So other than that, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to take away from this, but you did see Jimmy Uso thinking he's Roman Reigns, which I was waiting for this. We kind of knew that this was coming, but that extension of the hand to Mr. Paul Heyman for that microphone.
I did laugh at that. That was funny.
I was like, really oh, okay. So he's on that path now, which I like that, because I was saying that, you know, Jay is doing his thing. He doesn't really have to do anything, and people love him and cheer for him and bop to his it's just me, Oos.
It's just me, Oos.
Yeah, that's all they care about. So this is, I think, is an interesting spin for Jimmy, because I think that they kind of need to have this, like, he's kind of an over the top heel, but he's like not. It's so hard to explain, because it's like he's serious but not at the same time. And it's, you know, because we have this, or he's trying to be Roman, right? But then he like shakes it off because Paul was like, what the fuck? And he's all like, ha ha ha, like, I was just kidding. You know, and then like grabs it away, and you're like, oh, all right. So he says that Cena isn't there because he is scared of him. He is scared of Jim Oos. And I was like, let's not call you Jim.
Hi, I'm Jim Oos.
Yeah, like, no. No. And he says that they will take care of Cena the way that they took care of AJ Styles, which prompts Carl Anderson to finally come and save the day instead of just watching his man get, you know, taken off the planet last week.
Day late and dollar short, bud. Like, yeah. What? Like, come on. I can't. I love OC. I love you, OC. Like, really do. But you got to have attacked him beforehand, or at least when AJ was getting beat up before.
Yeah.
You come out to the ring.
Yeah.
Now, like, point is, you could still have him to come out to the ring, all that, defend him, and still have AJ be injured, all that. Like, nothing changes.
Yeah.
So I don't get why now they do throw it. I mean, I get kind of why now.
Well,
in hindsight, it's 2020.
Yeah.
But
I think it's funny because it's almost like they listened to AJ when he was like, just leave me alone. Like, I'm going to go do this myself. And I'm like, so then when he said he was going to do it by himself, you meant like, I'm going to watch you, you know, be put in a coma because you said you wanted to deal with it by yourself. Like, no, why did you guys just stand there and watch that happen? Yeah. Like, and especially where they came out so quickly to help AJ get on the stretcher. I'm like, so were you just watching? Were you in the corner over there in the shadows watching? I don't know.
I hate it. That stuff in wrestling kind of irks me a little bit.
Well, yeah, because this was like, there wasn't a whole lot put into the storyline of AJ being done with the OC or something, you know. It was like little irritations of them like not paying attention, you know, but it was like, that was it. It wasn't presented in a way that was super deep for them to just be like, yeah, it's whatever, like, go ahead and get slaughtered by the bloodline, we don't care. Like, I don't know, I just think it's kind of weird. But he comes out and challenges the bloodline, says he will take on any of the three of them, which I was like, all right, Carl, I get what you mean, but you really think Paul is going to be like, yep, it's my turn now, I'm going to get in the ring with you? Like, okay.
It makes the I don't lie. I just don't like it. I could go on and on about it, but I don't like it. Now, thank God, they finally did throw him into the ring and force him to defend the honor of AJ Styles.
Yeah.
It's it would be nice to get some answers about the OC as to why they are not on TV. And I don't mean like I want to see them in 10-minute tag matches with this and all. No, I just want to see them in a backstage segment. Like the fact they're not utilizing them like an APA, having their own little spot, doing whatever the OC do.
Yeah. Well,
like,
it's one of those, it's another one of those rehires that I don't really understand. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to bring them back, and they're well known, I mean, they're very much like AJ and Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, whatever. They're worldwide because of how much time they spent in Japan. It just seems kind of like it's just, I don't know, defeating the purpose of rehiring them if then you're not going to do anything, especially since AJ's been back. So it's like not because he's injured, you know? So we see Solo tell Jimmy, like, hey, you're going to need to handle this because if you don't, then I am. So Jimmy's like, yeah, okay. I got you, Uso. I got you. So we see Jimmy Uso versus Carl Anderson, which lasts approximately 90 seconds. Which it does what it had to do. You know,
it
had a purpose. The purpose was to make Jimmy look strong and capable of hanging in the bloodline. So it is what it is. But this is where I'm saying, like, I feel like Jimmy is a serious character, but not, because then when they're leaving, they're up at the ramp. Obviously, they had taken it to Carl after the match, and Mia Yim comes out, and Jimmy just starts like antagonizing her, being like, yep, go get your boy, ha 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 ha, and she slaps him. And we see Solo and Paul not do anything, which good, because I'm like, that's on brand with how they're booking them. But then it's like Jimmy just gets up and he's like, damn, man, like it's just like not serious. And so it's like, I like the, I guess, what is it called, like the juxtaposition of it,
the dichotomy of it.
You're supposed to be like, oh shoot, like he's full-blown heel, he's this and that, but he's still like not fully.
Yeah, because he just got bitch slapped across the face
in front of his family, man,
in front of Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa, after he just purely dominated Carl Anderson. It's like, oh shit, like, no, I'm good, like I'm still like I could do it, but he doesn't need to, like he just got bitch slapped. The way he sold it though was A1, absolute A1.
But this also goes along with me. I still really think that the theory that I have about the Usos' ulterior motives, I feel like it is going strong based on Jimmy's behavior. Like I said, I don't know if it was last week or the week before where I was talking about this and trying to like explain my side of this further. I feel like this was a prime example of what I'm trying to say. Is it really just feels like Jimmy is trying to push it to the limit, see how far he can push Paul and Solo, especially with Roman gone. He's kind of trying to act like the tribal chief, and I think he's trying to see how much he will be allowed to get away with. So I'm really interested to see when Roman comes back in 2 weeks, how this is going to go over with him, because we saw Paul, be like, call Roman Reigns, like all irritated.
It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite gimmicks right now.
I'm just curious to see how it plays out, because I don't know. I feel like it's almost a way to distract Roman from Jay or something. I don't know, but I feel like there's some sort of ulterior motive here, because it almost feels like Jimmy trying to mess with the bloodline from the inside out. Like Jay did it the obvious way by leaving, right? And like super kicking everybody, blah, blah, blah. Did you just flip me off? Were you doing
I went all four. Did you not see me?
No, I was like, did you just like casually just flip me off?
No, I was doing I was doing like, yes, you're more spot on.
Okay.
So I did it out of order. That was the thing. I did it. No, I did it in order.
It's fine. So it feels like maybe Jimmy is trying to kind of fly under the radar with how he's trying to dismantle the bloodline, but he's doing it from the inside out, because even Paul somewhat alluded to that they didn't really want to be dealing with John Cena, because that wasn't, as you said, that wasn't told to them by Roman to do that.
Who gave that order, Sarah? Who gave that order?
That was Jimmy's doing. So I'm sure Paul's not thrilled about it. Roman's not thrilled about it. And it's kind of pointless because Jimmy's just doing what he wants to do for the sake of it. I don't know. I'm intrigued though. So I'm assuming based on you kind of agree with me.
Yeah, I mean, I've that's kind of what that meant. Yes. And then I agree with you 4 times. I won't do it again because apparently we got the Pitts flip Sara Marshall. Heel turn. I'm too over as a babyface. We can't go heel yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the champ of the peeps can't have a heel peeps. I'm not MJF. Okay, continue.
Well, that's the end of that. Unless you have nothing else to say.
No, it's just it all makes sense from what you're saying. Mm-hmm. You know, with them going in from the inside, it's too elaborate. That's just kind of my whole sum it up. It's too elaborate to be serious.
Yeah.
But also the only question is like, there's got to be some truth in there, you know, with all the theatrics of the hand gesture and the, you know, taking the mic away and whatnot. Like there's definitely somewhere deep down he wants to be the tribal chief, but they're trying to take down the bloodline, and I think Paul Heyman is the real enemy, and that's why they're doing it.
Well, because it also is like a way for Jimmy to show them how Roman is, but they just let it go. You know, like he's showing them how Roman disrespects them and uses them and all of this, like all the stuff that he's doing it to a higher degree, but it's the same thing that Roman does. So that's an interesting aspect to it as well, you know, because Roman just gets away with everything.
Exactly.
All right, so then we had the Grayson Waller effect where he was looking good. Okay. Even if he does hate my hometown. So anyway, he had Bobby Lashley on the show. So Bobby comes out in his khaki suit.
He dresses so fly.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
insane.
It makes you wonder if he is like a stylist or if these are actually his own things.
Oh no, you when you have that type of money, you have a stylist.
Well, I know,
I have a stylist for my hair.
No, I'm saying like if they bring the clothes for him to wear, or if these are things that he bought himself, is what I mean. So Grayson is just there to stir the pot because of the drama between Bobby Lashley and the Suit Profits, which we saw last week, where Bobby was like, I am done with you guys because you are not taking me seriously. So he says that he made a mistake working with the Suit Profits, trying to help them. And then Waller just tries to sell him why A-Town Down Under should be his new clients. And Bobby's like, and thanks, but no thanks. Okay?
Do you know how many times Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory fought for the United States Championship?
I know. I'm like, we don't.
Way too many.
Yeah, we don't need that again. So the Suit Profits do come out, obviously, and they're in their matching suits, not even just matching together, but matching Bobby. And I was like, did you guys stalk him? What's going on? How did you know? Like, of all the colored suits to wear, you all are wearing like khaki. What? Weirdos. So Bobby still wants nothing to do with them. Basically, they try to follow him out, and Bobby is just like, no, stay here. And I don't know, for some reason I just thought that was kind of entertaining because they just stood there like sad puppies, like, you know.
Yeah, they were not happy.
Yeah, and then we see Austin Theory make his entrance, which I'm, you know, I don't love his gimmick, but I love his entrance right now. I love the spotlight, and then when he like comes down in the pyro, I don't know, I just love it a lot, actually. And I've said that a few times on here, but I just watched SmackDown again, so it reminded me that I loved it. So he kind of like squares up to the Suit Profits, but they just end up leaving. And we see Austin Theory versus Cameron Grimes. And this just reminded me, where the hell has Cameron Grimes been?
I'm not gonna lie. When they announced this match, I had to recall the last time I saw Cameron Grimes on SmackDown.
I know.
It feels like a hot minute.
And it's one of those things that I'm like, what was the point of drafting him? And then they had him on for a few weeks in a row, and we're kind of like building him up, and then all of a sudden he's just like falling off the face of the planet. And I'm just like, I don't really understand. Like, I don't know. I would really like to see him go back to that character that he had in NXT, because him and LA Knight were so brilliant together.
It's NXT. Some of the best work. Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, I'm not saying he needs to be like LA Knight's sidekick, but can you do something with him that's similar to that? Because I wouldn't say that Cameron Grimes is a caw. He's not. But like,
no, he's not.
As of right now, though, his character kind of is, because they're not doing anything with him. There's not really anything that separates him from any other dude that's like trying to get up. You know what I mean? So it's really disappointing, because he's good. So it's a shame that they're just like keeping him in the back. And this didn't help, because it was a very quick match. It was essentially, I would assume, just to build up Theory as like a more dominant competitor that can hang and partner with Grayson Waller. But yeah, the bigger story here was, when he got into the face of Mr. Dragon Lee, who of course is in the crowd again. And we then find out that next week we're going to see Dragon Lee versus Austin Theory on SmackDown, which is exciting.
It's very exciting. Dragon Lee was one. It's so. Hold on, before I get into Dragon Lee, I just want to applaud Triple H for getting these guys who essentially would be indie lifers with Vince in charge, and finding a way to utilize them on the show. The lucha style is very, not only popular, but very important to wrestling. You need to have at least some aspect of it. And with the LWO, you got them feuding. Rey Mysterio's kind of on his last leg, so you kind of just go into what he, feed into that. And the Dragon Lee is so good in the ring too, and all that. Like, I really like this move, and the fact that Dragon Lee, he could appear on every show. It's I don't really see him being, on SmackDown or Raw consistently for a little bit. It feels like we're gonna have a lot of just guest appearances for like a match or two.
It just feels like his main roster call up is inevitable at this point.
Oh, very much inevitable.
Because it's like they don't do this with just dudes in NXT. You know what I mean? Like, they've now been featuring him in the crowd and like panning to him multiple times over the last couple of weeks. So, and it's beyond storyline at this point, because there was really no reason for him to be there on SmackDown. Like, Dominic isn't there, so it's not even like, oh, well, it's because of their match at No Mercy where he's the special guest referee. Well, Dominic wasn't there, so it's not like it was relevant there. And we see him get acknowledged by Rey Mysterio as well. So it almost is like, is it a passing of the torch coming? Are we doing luchador for luchador? What are we doing here?
I like that. I'm all for it.
Me too. He was so good. And like I said, as even against Dominic, it's phenomenal match.
Dominic, yeah.
So
a really good match.
Very exciting. But before we get on to the next part, I want to see if there was any comments.
Let me grab those. We talked about that. Seems like Edge is on his way to AEW. I don't really buy it, but
it's trending on Twitter. Because then I saw somebody posted a picture of Christian, and it was like, when you remember that Edge's dad wasn't around for his childhood, and I was like, oh my god. So then he's gonna use the
the Christian dad thing is, I hate to be that guy, but it is one of my favorite things in wrestling.
I just thought it was funny that was their way of like selling Edge to go to AEW, and I'm like, all right, guys, like, calm down.
I love wrestling fans so much. Pitts and Sara, here's my theory. Okay, I kind of spoiled that. But hold on. Who's got a better theme song, Jimmy or Jay Uso?
It's hard to say because I think they're different. Like, I really like the beginning of Jimmy's, like the music at the beginning, like, because it also feels they did a really good job at making them sound different, but then also kind of have like feels that pertain to what they're trying to portray.
They're still, yep, yeah.
You know, so
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
Jimmy sounds like evil genius, like evil science, like something.
Evil bloodline.
Yeah.
Evil
like,
tribal chief.
But Jay's has the like, I just want to dance, man. I just want to dance. Oos,
Just
you
wanna
know, like,
meet, Oos.
yeah.
Day one, it's just me, Oos.
All the white people, like I said.
Oh. All the crackers.
But,
let's go.
I like them in different ways, I think.
Yes.
I don't know.
Easy answer, Jimmy.
I know. I was kind of leaning
Easy
towards
answer.
Jimmy too, because
You're
it's
just
different.
me.
It's not just like a remix, you know.
Yeah.
Basically.
There was another one I saw that it was hilarious when Jimmy got slapped. That's
Yes.
funny.
The fact that they all just stood there like, oh, whatever. You know, I'm like, great.
That also says a
Yeah.
lot about Can't Say the Blind. All right, that's all I got.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. There was one here. Kingdom Razor wants me on the show as a guest. Okay. Here's my, and then where is it? Someone made a comment where Micah. This is it. All right, give Razor a shot. At least call into the show for like 4 minutes or something. Give him his thoughts. We will make that happen. I have an idea now that you said that, where not only Kingdom Razor but others we'll incorporate it. All right. We're making steps and strides after we hit 1,000 subscribers. I mean, thank you. And when you hit 1,000 subscribers, you gotta go in the only direction you possibly can, and that is up. And these types of things happen when you go up. So we'll be definitely incorporating the peeps and definitely the loyal ones who have been here since we had maybe like 200 subscribers. So we'll make it work. But yeah, I just had to get that on now because I would like to hear from you guys. Just maybe, not as a whole entire guest, but, definitely be part of the show in some way. So.
All right. So we kind of already alluded to it, but Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar for the United States Championship. Immediate takeaways. Obviously a good match. Long match, which was nice.
It got time. It got well-deserved time.
Yeah, especially for a title match that's being it's something that's on Smackdown. It's nice because the United States Championship has not been booked very well. Recently, like that match at what was it? SummerSlam? Yeah. Not great. Not great. We saw Jamie Noble and Nick Aldis were the producers. And then
perfect.
You have to turn your thing down a little. I can hear myself.
What thing?
I don't know, volume, whatever you have where I can hear my repeat, like whatever I can hear myself.
Okay.
And then the other thing is, how the hell is Rey Mysterio still performing at this level?
Oh, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. He's 48 years old, and the man's doing springboards outside the ring. It's really unbelievable.
This match was crazy because that was, I would have to say, is probably one of Rey's best matches in quite a while.
A very long time. Very long time.
Yeah, and it was nice because it was an interesting experiment by WWE to have two baby faces against each other in a match where people like both of them. Obviously, there's going to be more Rey fans, obviously, just given the longevity of his career. But there really wasn't a moment in this match where it was like quiet, like people weren't invested, which I thought was interesting because typically they don't want a match like this because they want you to cheer for somebody and to boo somebody. And that wasn't, obviously what this was going to be. So I thought it was a good showcase of what Santos could do as well. But how do you feel about the finish?
I liked it.
You like the schoolboy finish?
I do, because here's my thing. It kind of goes with your whole babyface thing. When have you ever seen Rey Mysterio? Take that back. Let me rewind a little bit. Rey Mysterio has been known for having matches against, guys that he respects and whatnot. I mean, he faced his own tag team championship partner at WrestleMania and Eddie Guerrero, and they put on a banger, and he won with a schoolboy finish. You know, he fought other guys too. Like I mean, not in a schoolboy finish, but he fought John Cena for the title. He fought this guy for the title, and they weren't heels in any sense. When you have a guy like Rey Mysterio, who he's so over, it just doesn't matter. You can throw him in these types of matches, and especially with that tension that the LWO or more Santos, I would say, that tension that Santos has with Ray and wanting that championship and whatnot, it plays into that. And the way that ended was also just well done. It was a nice little tease, and then they swerved you. Well, swerved, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like, initially I was like, oh, I didn't like that, but I feel like it was fitting for what the match was. Like, it wasn't supposed to be a domination of one person, like they were going into it as friends, as family, whatever. And it was just kind of like, okay, well, I want a title shot because I wasn't able to compete for it. You stepped in for me and you won it. So I want a chance at it. So I think that it would have felt weird if it had gotten to a point where it was like, okay, Santos is like
he's
passed out. Yeah. It's like, because I feel like that would be not like a bury, but kind of in a way, you know what I mean? Where it'd be like, okay, we didn't need you to like completely obliterate him, and at least this way it was like, okay, no, it makes sense. Like, it was a long enough match where I feel like a schoolboy finish is okay. If it happened like 10 minutes earlier, then it would have been like, oh, okay, like that's
like, really, we're doing that?
That would have been like, okay, bad decision, whoever decided to do that. But we did see the Suit Profits appear to have fully turned heel finally.
Thank God.
So they come out and attack the LWO after Ray wins. And I was like, you know what? This is exactly what we need as the fans, but also what our boy Bobby Lashley wanted too. Okay. But so we finally see that Bobby comes out and he's like, my boys, like me, like my boys.
Yeah, this was like I was watching this, and I don't know, this might be just the cynical person in me in a way, but they just beat up the LWO. Like they just beat up the LWO. And Bobby's like, yes, this is what I want to see.
Yeah,
this is what I meant. It's like they would have done this if you didn't do that. Like, what this just what are we doing here?
It's probably just the latest example, because I really think that if they're gonna turn them heel fully, they need to go after like LA Knight, John Cena.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you need to go over somebody, or you need to go beat up somebody that is going to generate so much heat. And it's like the LWO is not.
Rey Mysterio is, though. You go after Rey Mysterio, that is just ninja card heel.
Yeah, but at the same time, you went after him after he just competed in a 20-minute match. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
That's the problem.
That's it's not the same. He was already beaten down. Like, it's not the same as
if you go after him. So
yeah, but I think that they're gonna have to. Yeah, like if this is a road that they want to go down, then they need to have them go after like big top name baby faces, because otherwise it's just going to be in that middle gray area where they kind of have been at this point. Like, fans are still cheering for them, and you're not, and it seems like that's not what they want. So they have to do something to generate that negative feeling inside the fans. Otherwise it's just going to be like, yay, Suit Profits. Like, no one's going to boo them. So, but since we saw people mentioning it and you mentioned it as well, do you really think that they will go ahead with, let's say that they do make the Suit Profits heels? We've talked about how we wanted to see Bianca join them, turn heel and join, make this like super group, right? My question, though, as great as that is, and it seems like perfect, right? Do we really think that is something that they'll do now that they have Jade? Because if Jade is signed and Jade is a heel, do we need Bianca to also be a heel? Because Jade could join them if she wanted. If they wanted to at least put in a heel woman, that's already established in that way.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, Matt. You just kind of blew my
something
mind.
you hadn't
Yeah.
thought of.
No, I really Jade Cargill flew so under my radar for this because of my plans with her are more singles right now.
Which,
But
I mean, that's possible, obviously.
But that also makes sense too, because she just has to have a home. You know what? My issue with it though is that you can't put Jade Cargill on SmackDown.
No, I agree. SmackDown's
women's division's loaded.
Well, and that's great. I think, but remember we
awesome.
said it would be best if she were a free agent so she could go wherever the hell she wanted for the week. Like, all right, you want to go and face this person on Raw? Do that for a month. And then once you're done with that, go to SmackDown and pick whoever you want to go over there. Like,
you're
I
an
would
attraction.
love that. Yeah, and I think they're kind of teasing it like that at this point. But I just think as much I would love to see Bianca, be turn heel in general, whether or not she joins the Street Profits or not, but I would love for her to join the group as well. I'm just not sure that they would have her be a heel and Jade come in as a heel, but I don't know. I would kind of even not be mad about Bianca turning heel, but then Jade kind of doing what LA Knight had done for a while, where he was kind of like in the middle between being good and bad. It just depended on the week, basically. Because they're hyping her up so much. I don't know that she's going to be interpreted as a bad guy when she first comes in. They would really have to have her go after somebody that people love for her to
to really establish her as a heel.
Like Becky or something, because I don't know. But even that, I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? But
go after Tegan Knox.
No one would care about. Are you serious right now?
No.
Stop. Okay. No. Yeah. Oh my God. People love Tegan. Like, no disrespect. Come on now. She's not like
Wendy Chu.
Oh my God. I was just thinking about how much I don't like her the other day. But anyway. Well, yeah.
Worst gimmick ever.
But anyway, so we'll see. We did see that the LWO will be facing Bobby Lashley and the Suit Profits at Fastlane. But here's the thing, right? We saw the LWO get their butts kicked after this match. And what if, so it's going to be 3-on-3. Okay. So that means that it's either going to have to be Wild or Del Toro, which I'm like, don't pick either of them. What I saw on Twitter, which is what I love. Okay. Is the third member going to be Carlito or Dragon Lee?
That's right.
Do Carlito.
If Carlito comes out, because what if the other LWO members get killed? Okay,
it has to be Carlito. He's been sitting in the back, chilling on a contract,
doing nothing.
I know.
But here's how But I just thought of a way to write it off to get him to make sense to appear. You have the LWO get just annihilated by Solo and Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, the Del Toro and Wild.
Yeah, get them absolutely annihilated by the Bloodline.
Or the Suit Profits can do that and be like, who's going to be your third? You have nobody. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
that's an easy way too.
That's the more logical way.
But I'm just saying, yeah, they're going to have to take them out because Fastlane's next week. So like, they have plenty of time to get that done and make it believable, because then it's like, aha, you have no partner and we're 24 hours away.
Fastlane's a lot about taking out your partners. Who's going to be whose partner of Fastlane? That's I don't know. The pay-per-view.
That's the theme of this year's Fastlane.
Who is my partner?
You have no partner.
You have no partner.
Loser. That's what it is, basically. Welcome to WWE. You have no partner. Presented by Mountain Dew. Figure it out yourself.
Presented by Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. So
or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
We already kind of or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Is that the one where they're like the taste you can see? Is that what was that?
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Or you know what? The other one that I saw recently is Mentos. The ones from the 90s where they're like da 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 da. And then remember they're like Mentos, the fresh maker. Do you remember those?
Like vaguely.
Are you too little? Oh, okay.
Am I too little? Get the fuck out
Are you too
fetal?
Are Are you too much of a baby? Okay, so we already kind of talked about it, her. But like I said, they are hyping up our girl Jade Cargill. Okay. They put her up on the screen and showed how she broke news across like everything. It was like ESPN, Fox News, CNN, whatever, about her signing with WWE. So they're going full out.
Oh yeah.
With hyping her up, and I am excited. This is exactly why I was saying when we talked about it last week or earlier this week about some people being upset about her signing not being a surprise, and I'm like, it's because of this, guys. Like, look at how many eyes they're getting on WWE right now who are eagerly waiting to see when Jade is going to debut, who she's going to debut against, what are they going to do with her, like what is this going to be like. And the fact that so many different news outlets covered it just proves to you like that the magneticism that she has and how popular WWE still is, you know. So I thought this was great. It was very exciting.
It was very well done. It's exactly what you want to do for a star like Jade Cargill. And I would say this is probably the biggest woman signing in a if a long time, if ever. You know?
Yeah.
And because of that, don't you want it to get all this press? Don't you want that for your brand? To only it's nice to see it be on the other side.
Well, and I think people forget a couple things. One, they didn't get to do this with Cody. Cody was like the first humongous name to jump from AEW to WWE, if you could even call it that, because he started there.
He
but
did
you know
jump
what I
back,
mean?
yeah. But he did start the company.
Yeah. And they couldn't do that beforehand because they were trying to keep it secret, which I'm fine with because I feel like it would like it's just like when he returned at the Royal Rumble, it didn't hit the same because you knew that he was coming out and he was at number 30, which was so stupid. But like, you know, it is what it is. But this is like I feel like you have to do this, especially for the women's division. Like you want to try, especially, you know, there were people who were talking about AEW women's division and how it's kind of like, it's like, okay, well, this is really good news for WWE's women's division. So hype that shit up as much as you can.
Absolutely.
And then also if we're not even going to, you know, factor Cody in, she's the first big name AEW homegrown to come to WWE. So that is huge news as well, because that is going to be in all of the news articles too. You know, like it's going to be like, oh shit, okay, because we're used to seeing the WWE releases jump over to AEW and be like, that's WWE. Okay, well now we're seeing like the opposite, and it's the first of what might be many. Maybe it's going to become more of a controversial thing because Cody's going to be connected to a lot of these people that come over.
You see who the most recent name is to go from WWE to potentially AEW?
Mustafa Ali, right?
No.
I heard that they were saying Retribution. I don't know who.
Shelton Benjamin.
Really? I'm not mad at that though.
Not at all. I would love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, if he can still go, then do it, you know? And like he can. And I mean, at this point, he was in WWE for like 20 years. Like, I can't get mad at him for jumping to AEW. If he still wants to compete, then let him. Like, who cares? And that's not a guy like I don't know. It's like he's not like Edge going from WWE to AEW. You know what I mean? It's like it's Shelton Benjamin who's like 40 something years old. Like
I think Shelton Benjamin could be a household name on Collision. He would be a really good addition to Collision.
Well, that's not a bad idea too. It's like one day a week. You know what I mean?
Saturday. Work Saturday.
Yeah. So, then do we want to get comments? Is there any comments?
Main event Fro just got here. He's a little late, but he's not late. It's okay.
I've heard about people having issues with that, so it doesn't surprise me.
Really want Bianca to be heel so bad. I'm tired of waiting.
I know.
Me too, man.
I know.
I believe Bobby Lashley didn't really leave them in the beginning. It was a swerve.
I think I always took it as like reverse psychology. Like, I'm going to threaten you. I'm going to say that I'm leaving because I want that to make you do what I want you to do. And then when you do it, then you're okay again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. the whole time. I just wish it kind of would have gone on longer. You know? Like it would have been nice if they attacked the LWO and Bobby was like, I still don't give a fuck, you know? And then it's like we kept seeing it for a couple of weeks where they were just like hammering it home, like taking it to everybody. And then Bobby was like, oh, okay. Yep. That's what I wanted, you know?
He needed to take out Adrian Adonis, the lone member standing. Oh, BFAB's still there.
Yeah.
Only Top Dollar got released.
That I know, sucks. Which is weird.
That was weird. And Ray did not wrestle. He doesn't wrestle random matches. His matches have to have a storyline or serious meaning to them, which makes sense for at this stage of his career. And just how he is in general, his character, it's a very good way to protect your character. That's Bernard. That is just, I would lose my mind if that was my text alert. You know how many texts I get? Oh my God, if I'm just at work and just.
I have my phone is on silent.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah. My phone is on vibrate and you got the AirPod in to tell you who's calling you.
Yeah. Mine's just always on silent because the amount of times I text, I would want to rip my ears out.
Notifications I get?
Hell no. No. Yeah. Well, you could, text messages, phone calls, Slack. No.
Slack, Twitter.
Yeah. I don't have notifications on for Twitter, but.
Oh, I get notified when like Packers beat writers post.
Okay.
I just like to know what's going on in my division.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah, that's all.
I'm just waiting for you to take the comment down.
Oh. I didn't know that's what you're waiting for. I was like, okay, moving on.
Okay, so then we see Bayley versus Charlotte Flair. And, I want to give a shout out to Charlotte for her gear, but I also want to be like, your queen is still trying to be Becky, LOL. And then because when have you ever seen her wear fishnets? Yellow? No, come on now. Stop.
She did look hot.
She trying to be Becky. Also, girl got her belly pierced. Girl, you're like 36. It's just funny. I worked with a woman at a grocery store that I worked at, and she was in her 50s and had her belly pierced, and it was weird. But I remember I thought I wanted to get my nose pierced again a couple years ago, and someone told me I was too old. And then I just see Charlotte getting her belly button pierced, and I'm like, I'm too old for a nose piercing. She's older than me getting her belly pierced. So okay. Anyway, so before the match, she calls out Bayley. And she's like, what happened to you? You are one of the 4 horsewomen. Now you're just, you're content with being EO's sidekick, blah, 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 blah. And she says that she is the measuring stick. And when she wins this match, she will be challenging Io Sky for the championship at Fastlane. And I was like, why?
Did Adam Pearce make this official?
Yeah, it's already made into a Fastlane graphic. So
no, I was reacting to.
Oh, sorry.
Her.
Yeah,
Did she make it official?
Who made this order?
Who gave that order?
Yeah, exactly.
Who gave that order?
It's messed up. So what I thought was more messed up, I guess, was that this wasn't even a long match. It was all just to get Charlotte on the Fastlane card, apparently. And then Damage Control surround the ring, and they're about to go in on Charlotte. But Asuka comes to save the day for some reason, because it's just, I guess she's a baby face again. I have no idea.
I don't know.
And then she goes on and it's like, oh, she wants a triple threat. So Bayley accepts the challenge. And then it's like, okay, so you could tell immediately Dakota and Io were like, what the fuck did you just do, Bayley? Like, what? Because why? Why are you accepting matches on behalf of Io when she's right there? Also, why do we need another triple threat for the title? Why? And why is Charlotte in this match?
Charlotte needs to relax in the championship with the championship. Like, it's okay. What if, hear me out. Hear me the fuck out. What if this is when Jade makes her appearance and comes at Charlotte and costs Charlotte the match? You get dick girl, all you do is go after the championship. You don't do anything but that. Oh, when we got people like myself trying to make a name for, I bet like you could do that. You could go array like that.
Because this is a thing that I feel like people don't talk about enough. Like people just say like, oh, she's always in the title picture, whatever, but she deserves to be because she's the best. Okay, that's fine. But then when you complain about, like if we want to talk about when the title was bouncing around, it was like Sasha, Charlotte, Becky, whatever. It was like the same people. You can't complain about the same people having the title if you're then excusing Charlotte. Charlotte has never had a legit storyline that did not involve the championship. That's a problem because Becky does it. Bailey does it. All of the other girls do it. Why is Charlotte on this pedestal that it's like, oh, it's beneath her to do anything in WWE if it doesn't involve the championship? Like, that's a problem.
Do you think that could be Vince influenced?
I think it could be Triple H too. She's so far up Triple H's ass. Like,
but now you have Jade Cargill coming in.
Yeah, but then
the competition.
But then we don't want to see it flip-flopping between Jade and Charlotte either. You know what I mean? Like
I'm saying no, yeah. Okay.
It's just a problem. Like I don't understand it. Like I don't get it at all. I think that what does that say about Charlotte? Can she not be convincing enough in a feud that doesn't involve the title, or what are they trying to do? Because I don't understand how they can sit there and write her in to every storyline with the title and not have like this thought like, oh wait, why is she here again? Because why is she here again? Like, why are you here? You just lost this match at SummerSlam. Like, I don't understand. Like, you didn't even win before Io cashed in. It's just annoying.
If I keep talking about it, I will just keep going.
Let me get your thoughts on this then. Do you think that this is like Bailey starting some more drama within Damage Control? Do you think that is something that we're going to see played out? Do you think that's going to impact, like, is Io going to lose?
No, I think Io ends up winning because of Bailey's shenanigans. Or someone comes out to ruin it for Charlotte and it's Jade Cargill. I legitimately like that. That is very possible.
I feel like she has to win this match to be taken more seriously as a champion. They were harping on her last week when she was in that match with Asuka, which again, how many rematches do you need, Asuka? Also, like,
I'll watch that match every day of the week, though.
But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, how many times are they going to be like demanding rematches? And it makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but they need to have Io win this match, because if she loses, then it's like she had a very forgettable championship run. And how's that forgettable? Fair? That's not fair.
It's not fair at all. But maybe your first is forgettable.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, then then we see the best part of the night, and if you disagree, you're wrong.
Yes, boy! Yes, boy! Yes, boy! Yes, boy! Yes, boy! Yes, boy!
Imagine not thinking that was the greatest thing you've ever seen on WWE television before.
I couldn't stop laughing. It was so fucking incredible. Like I can't. Oh man, it was awesome.
They are amazing, and it was just basically a montage of Elton trying to work out again, but they were wearing sweatsuits with trash bags on their shirts to like sweat more,
like Rocky.
Yes,
classic Rocky.
And Elton was still in a wheelchair, so still trying to sell that he's very injured. And
so good.
At the end, we do see that he gets out of the wheelchair and he is able to make the tag, and we get a yes boy.
Boys.
So
yes boy.
Does this mean that we are going to be seeing them back in action next week, if not the week after?
It'll be after Fastlane.
I am so excited. Because then we also saw the Brawling Brutes speaking other languages, because I could not understand a single thing that they said to each other. It's just European, like they all understand each other, but Americans are like, I don't know what you're saying.
I understood it.
I wasn't paying attention well enough to be like, what? Like I didn't care to listen though. So that's part of it also. So we're gonna still see that, I guess, which I'm like, guys, can you not, is there no other tag team in the SmackDown division that Pretty Deadly can work with? You're just gonna put him back in the ring against the guy that injured him?
Well, this hit no.
Also, did you see that they have made #Elton Strong t-shirts?
No fucking. Are you serious?
Yes.
I kind of want to buy one.
You should get one because I already have a Pretty Deadly shirt. So
I kind of, the Elton Strong might be one of my favorite things in wrestling right now. They need to continue that they need to continue that after the injury. Like play it off in their first match like he's hurt. And like really hurt, like, oh, I can't do it. I told you I wasn't ready. And then it's like, no, you got this. And then he like ends up winning the match. Oh, awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's a nice color blue. Also,
I like blue.
I'll send you. It's blue and with white lettering and pink. I'll send it to you in the private chat so you can see it.
Ooh, let's ride.
It's kind of nice, and I'm like, part of me is like, do I want it? But then the other part of me is like, do I need it? No.
I
do you see it?
I like it. Those are some.
That's like a U t-shirt. I feel like it's very simple.
Simple.
Not too over the top. You know.
Wait, so if it's discount, apparently it's a discounted item.
Oh.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Oh, you can get, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so that was exciting. I'm very excited that they're going to be back on TV soon but then I still want some of these vignettes. Can we get another one next week? That's like, we're coming back next week. Like, please. I need
that. They need next week to say something about them coming back after Fastlane.
Yeah, I agree. And I hope we get it. Then we see John Cena magically shows up at the perfect time in the garage and
driving his own Tesla.
I know. He probably drove. That's the thing too. Oh, well, I guess they're in Sacramento, huh? Anyway, so he shows up in the nick of time with like, I don't know, 5 minutes left until the show's over.
Yeah, you know.
That he is going to face the bloodline basically no matter what, because right now he has no partner. AJ Styles is in a coma at some local health facility, medical facility, whatever they say in WWE terms. And so he's going to do it no matter what. And then the bloodline come out and they're like, ha, no, you're not. And they try to just end him the way that they ended AJ Styles last week. And just as Solo Sikoa is about to do his dive on him while he's laying on the announcer's table, we hear LA Knight and everyone's like,
I have a feeling, Sarah, that this pop the LA Knight music hitting as Solo's about to do that is going to go down as a historic moment, a historic, save, or I don't want to call it return because he was only out a week, but a whatever you call it, a historic moment in WWE future, because that was a make or break. If you got a big reaction like that, you're over.
Well, with John Cena, it's not easy to also get a really big reaction when you're coming out and you're there with John Cena, So LA Knight comes out, he helps save the day, looking good as always, and then he signs that contract, and John Cena is acting like a kid on Christmas and very excited that he has a partner. And I am so excited about this because they're kind of similar in their styles. Like, they're very old school style of wrestling. So it's going to work really well, I feel like. And we finally get to see LA Knight get the John Cena rub. And I'm very excited about it, It's getting a little rubby.
You need it. You need to do this stuff if you're John Cena coming back.
Yeah.
And to have him team up with him too. I mean, against the bloodline, that's a mega star matchup.
That's the thing. It's like, it tells you a lot about how they view LA Knight, not just because they're partnering him with John Cena, which is a huge thing.
Obviously, huge honor, yeah.
Yeah, because like people don't just get partnered with legends like that. And then on top of that, putting him in likely the main event or close to the main event, I would assume. Because who knows? Sometimes they say all 6 matches are the main event. I don't know. Against the Bloodline, which then opens the door for him to challenge Roman Reigns or to have more beef with the Bloodline down the road, whatever. That's huge too, because like they might actually have him bypass the mid-card title and just go straight at Roman's throat. You know what I mean? So that says a lot about how they view LA Knight, which we've been screaming and screaming about for months. Like one of our first videos on the channel when we finally brought the podcast over here was talking about LA Knight and how great he was.
It was like the 3rd video.
And yeah,
movement.
That was
shout us out.
It was 9 months ago almost. So it's cool to see. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh.
Main Event Pro.
He's giving us all our money this month.
Thank you. You are paying our rent. I'll tell you that.
I'm going to have to look back at the chat to see what the super sticker is because you can't see it on here. You have to look on YouTube. So, but we'll have to see what it is because I want to see what it is.
I want to see what it is.
But anyway, very excited that LA Knight was able to come back a week after allegedly testing positive for COVID. So that is very cool. Very excited to watch Fastlane. And I'm about to watch No Mercy as well. Because I actually want to see.
Slap.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know Tiffany and Becky was an Extreme Rules match. So I was like, oh, okay.
And it's the main event.
Yeah. So I was like, I need to watch that. So anyway, that was Smackdown.
You know, it was a good Smackdown. I would say it wasn't the beefiest of episodes, but it definitely continues the story. It wasn't just a random Smackdown where it was like, oh, this happened. No, it's telling the story of Fastlane and getting you hyped for Fastlane, which you needed after. I feel like for a little bit leading up to Fastlane, it was like, all right, what the hell are they going to do?
Yeah.
You know, with this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're beefing up some matches, getting, the card nice when you have Nakamura, Rollins, Last Man Standing. You have LA Knight and Cena taking on the Bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to be a really good card.
Yeah, especially for a pay-per-view called Fastlane. Like, it already doesn't sound cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just sounds so generic.
Yeah, so I think I'm excited. I'm very excited about it.
I am too. So that's all we got. Update before we wrap up here. I am going to be streaming the NWF tomorrow. All right. Time frame, I'll shoot it straight with you, like 10-11. Okay, right before football starts. It's just, I feel like Sunday's a good day that time to just stream the NWF. So just if you need something to get you through till football, or if you've had enough of Matthew Berry's stupid face on your television screen, you can come over and watch some Nonsense Wrestling over at twitch.tv/Nonsense Sports Network. This is the last show before Saturday night's first pay-per-view, which I have an idea for it that would have Sarah and I commentating it and doing commentary for it, whether it be a show itself, whether it be just extra content, whether it be just a live stream we decide to do, because fuck it. That will be ironed out. But, I really think the NWF is hilarious and it is something that, definitely the OG peeps that are already here would definitely be into. And especially with just all the nonsense going around the world, you kind of get the thought already of, what if the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were tag team champions? Would they face the Sith in a nice little feud? You never know. Mm-hmm. Or if you actually want to take it to the wrestling WWE part of it, the part that kayfabe Sarah and I bought, what if LA Knight was champion of SmackDown and had a little rivalry with Braun Breaker? Like, that would be interesting. Mm-hmm. What if Damian Priest was the real head of Judgment Day by being the Winged Eagle WWE champion? We got to find show names or better names for our titles, Sarah. Because Winged Eagle and Attitude Era, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. But yeah, what if Damian Priest was champion right now? Like you would, like, that is what you get at the NWF. So tune in tomorrow around 10 or 11 Eastern time, obviously. It's going to be fun. It'll be a fun time. So tune into that. Hit that subscribe button and bell notification to know when we go live. I know people have had a little issues with being notified. Just if it happens again, let me know, and then I'll check in on it. And then all the other social media platforms that we're on, they're in the description below. Go check them out. Go follow us. I want to get the follow. I want to beef up my followers because I tweet out a lot of funny stuff. Wrestling, sports. Sarah, you tweet out a lot of funny stuff too, and great stuff over at Musket Fire. I'm crushing over at Gillette Gazette if you're a Patriots fan, and if you're just a sports fan in general, Underground Sports and Stadium Rants. So that's all the promotion I got left on my soapbox. Thank you for tuning in. Go enjoy No Mercy, and God bless. Remember that you can do it. All you got to do is try. We will see you on tomorrow, NWF. Yeah! Yeah! And